Hey yo, the music biz is a dirty game, filled with satanic bitches in a pentagram sniffing cane. Fuck a record deal, they rob and steal, then line you up and get you killed. Cat pill, Pac told you, Illuminati real. Yet and still, y'all keep sucking dick for deals. Chill, they want a meal, they want to fly to Brazil. Have good meals, selling their soul for bills. They giving up their anus to be famous. Demonic rituals on stages, open up portals with lasers.
Yo, fuck Illuminati, nigga.
Fuck a hater, my 38 make mashed potatoes. Emasculate you, business copper gon' fit you. Up late night doing the ritual, attack you in the spiritual. Mask and gun, thought I was Bob Digital. I'm in the solar eclipse meditating. Chakras lit, pineal gland pulsating. Civilized a bitch, she trapped in 6. A lot of you niggas not smarter than a sandwich. Told her fake hair makes you average. BBLs make you average. I need an empress, ma, not a savage. Warning, these words might boil your cabbage. My pen is above average, off the planet, alien status. My words revolve around Saturn.
Nigga. Shit. My high with me. Yo. Music Talk Monday. You know what it is.
What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Alright, so it's another Monday. We back up in here again. You know what it is. I'ma hop right into it. You know what I'm saying? We got some interesting shit going on today. Right? Pusha T, Kendrick, starting a new era in hip hop. Beanie Siegel talking about Jay-Z gonna catch it if Diddy do. And Meg Thee Stallion. Dang. We're gonna get into it though, you know what I'm saying? I hope everybody had a nice weekend, you know what I mean? Hope everybody had a productive weekend. Hold up, so let's get into Kendrick real quick. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna deal with Kendrick real quick. And this is fantastic hip hop. Make sure you like, subscribe, share his channel, you know what I'm saying? Yo, let's go.
Now, when it comes to what's going on in hip-hop, we are truly on the verge of witnessing a lyrical showdown like no other, as right now, we are about to see what multiple of the greatest rappers ever have to offer in a time where both their presence has never been more needed, and when people have never wanted to hear what they have to say more. And now, before we go into what we are about to see with both the return of Pusha T and Clips, and also Lil Wayne with the Carter 6, and what this is going to mean for new beefs and old ones, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and as the next moves we are about to see in hip-hop over the next few weeks are going to be the biggest thing we have seen in the genre really since Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl. Make sure to leave that like so all of hip-hop knows what's going down. And now with that said, when it comes to all of the excitement going on in rap, well, if you are waiting for things to get more competitive over the next few weeks, we are about to see the genre do just that, and really why this is over everything else is because rap has now welcomed the return of the only other person who could even call themselves something close to the boogeyman in none other than Pusha T. And now with Push, well, in this era where Kendrick Lamar has been leading the league in every statistical category possible, and because of his dominance, it's at the very least felt like 99% of the field of rappers has ran away from the booth and being competitive in general. Well, Push is being the antithesis of these soft rappers and is embracing the lane that Kendrick Lamar has paved. And now if Kendrick Lamar has started the job of fixing hip-hop and getting all these vultures to be exposed and leave, it almost feels like Push is trying to finish the job Kendrick started, or at the very least, just prove once and for all that in this era where it has never been easier to spot the real and the fakes and the MCs who are in this thing for the right and wrong reasons, that after decades of being in the rap game and having beefs with some of the biggest stars ever, based on what we have seen from Push on the new Clip song Ace Trumpets and with what he is trying to do with this entire album and era of his career. Well, aside from getting one of the greatest rap duos of all time with one of the best producers ever for another classic, Push wants to take out every rapper who has ever wronged him once and for all. And now while Kendrick has done the job on Drake, so there's not much to do there, as now two rappers have defeated Drake in a rap beef like few other defeats have ever been handed to somebody, there are still some massive names that Push wants to settle the score on, and and who he wants everybody to realize that he is absolutely better than Once and For All. And if you have not noticed, out of this entire list, the biggest name that Push is looking to really just embarrass in this era more than anyone else is who you could say is his longest standing rival in none other than Lil Wayne. And now, if you don't believe that Push is getting ready to try his best to embarrass Wayne, let's just look at the timeline of events leading up to the return of Push and Clips and the entire rollout for this record for that matter, which in its entirety pretty much involves Push sitting on this album for almost an entire year at this point, and then turning it in and signing a deal with Jay-Z's Roc Nation to distribute it right around the time that Lil Wayne's Carter 6 is about to drop, and right as this record is expected to release on June 6th for Wayne. 1 week before that record drops, and on the same day that Wayne released an entire tape with Manny Fresh with a new song and remixes to hype people up for that record, which you could say is the real start to the planned rollout that Wayne and his team have had for this record. All of a sudden, Push comes out with this amazing lead single to the Clips record to start their rollout, and overall, when you compare the two tracks that just came out, while everyone is making fun of Wayne for releasing a confusing track with way too much auto-tune that just feels like a mess and feels like the most anticlimactic and really lame thing to lead up one of the most anticipated rap records for so long with, at the same time as that, Push and Clips are being praised for releasing one of the best songs of the year that, from the beats to the bars, could literally not have been better. I mean, when you see all this conversation and the way that these two artists came out today to get ready for their next big moments, I do not believe for a second that when bringing Clips back out and running back one of the greatest duos that rap has ever seen, that Push did this by coincidence. Because really, with Push deciding to line up the return of something so special, and that from the first track that we have heard alone is so clearly high level, right alongside Wayne's Carter 6 album, which again, when it comes to Push being the other boogeyman and master tactician in rap, I mean, you see the play is so clear. Really, when we look into this and why Push is deciding to compete with Wayne just like he has, it's because he clearly smells weakness coming from Wayne's end of things, and in this time where they are going to be the two legends releasing these blockbuster summertime albums for this corner of hip-hop and music, well, clearly Push believes that he can take down Wayne and win their long-standing beef once and for all, and also prove in the process that while Wayne is not who he was long ago, and that he has fallen all far from that, Push is better than he ever was. And again, not to disrespect Wayne, but when it comes to this weakness that Push sees so clearly and that I am talking about, I mean, when you look at these two records, you can see the difference very clearly, because when we look at the Clips album, before anything else, when you see that Pharrell is doing the entire production on this thing, and then in addition, the expected features are Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, and Nas, that's...
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute. So, all I'm going to say is this. When it comes to this summertime lineup, it's going to be crazy. Straight bars. Everything going to be barred up. You know what I'm saying? No holds bars, yo. Straight like that. Pusha and his brothers back. Drake getting laughed at. Academics getting clowned right now. It's about to be a good summer for real, for real.
That speaks volumes, and then compare that to Wayne, and the things he's most excited about are an MGK and Miley Cyrus feature and a Billie Eilish sample. I mean, when we have seen Wayne talk about this thing, and even with the interview he did kind of recently, what the common theme that's driving the Carter 6 so far has been is just absolute randomness and confusion, which even with the cover, that was literally fan art that people have made multiple years ago and have shown off work that has been very similar to it. Overall, with the Carter 6, everything just looks like an absolute mess, which meanwhile, at the same time, in this long-standing beef, and when really Wayne has never looked more lost and confused, Push is now seeing that when he called Wayne a multi-platinum rapper who was trapped and can't retire back on the Daytona track that started the Drake beef infrared, that sentiment has never felt more true, because really, unless the Carter 6 does something that nobody is expecting, from the features to the rollout to the latest move Wayne has made with this questionable song and Manny Fresh mix to bring in its release, I don't even want to say it, but everything about this record really does feel off, and for how legendary of a series the Carter albums are, and for how hyped up the last one was even at that, you would be lying to yourself if you said that something didn't feel very weird in terms of there just being little to no hype for this record overall, and just with the strategy and vision feeling so messy and confusing. And now as the Carter 6 is a week away from release, and again Push is crafting this perfect plan to take over and win this beef once and for all, Wayne better have some bars ready for his longtime rival and Push, or just have a record that does not seem as confusing and pointless as its rollout otherwise has shown. Because otherwise, if Wayne fails with what Push is doing with this whole strategy is just starting his rollout alongside Wayne's with a way better single, and then letting Wayne drop and flop, and then ultimately having Clips release a record which is going to show how a rapper from that era should age with an actual Album of the Year contender, and considering all of the beef and all of the competition in hip-hop, having a record that good, or in Wayne's case, having a record that bad, is never going to make or break perception more in this era where people are more in tune to these things that matter as a whole. So really at this point, it really looks like Lil Wayne is falling into a trap where he is going to look bad whether he knows it or not. And I mean, if this is how Push is going to end this beef once and for all, and really also end a lot of the conversations around Wayne that happened since the Super Bowl by showing that he is not the guy that people have said he was, and that the fake outrage after the Super Bowl halftime show didn't really mean anything. I mean, Push is really going to show that he is one of the worst rappers to ever beef against, because alongside Kendrick Lamar, they are just beefing with you in ways that you can't even fathom unless you were at the very top of your game. And now alongside Lil Wayne, another rapper that Push has made it very clear that he wants to walk past now and show everybody else that he has outlasted this crash out is none other than Kanye. And now,
Yeah, let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Pusha T and Lil Wayne beefing. Who y'all think gonna prevail, Pusha T or Lil Wayne? Do y'all think Lil Wayne still got it? You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment.
with Ye, after he has been ranting for months about Push and has tried to say so many off-putting things about the guy who he made so many great songs with, which when it comes to everything Ye has said, we are not even going to get into all of it because it's pointless, but pretty much in the midst of Ye's anger and delusion, he called Push a fake tough guy and a fraud, and then he also tried to say that Push stood on his shoulders to diss Drake, well, after embarrassing himself and saying all of this. Push came out rolling with this new Clip song and had some bars ready for Ye, as he said, "Look at them, him and him still waiting on Yeezy. I hope you got your squeegees. At your interviews, I just kiki, life's peachy, ASAP, and Riri." And now with these bars, well, Push pretty much said that Ye is washed and the guy that he and everybody else once loved is no longer there. And as Push says this while also making fun of Ye's interviews in the process, which again, as Ye did say these things about Push in his interview with Ack, it seems like a direct response and play off of that. I mean, really, in the smoothest way possible, Push has just clowned Ye, and it's clear that on some level, these disses worked because Ye has already said that after this track released, that he misses his friendship with Pusha T, and I think aside from Ye saying something like this, as Push has learned that the guy will like him one day and then diss him the next, they will never be good, and I am sure that Push is gonna have more choice words for Ye on this album, just like the other two rappers who he also wants to let know that he is the real boogeyman, both in Drake, who I am sure there are gonna be some small—
Yo, hold up, wait a minute. The bars for Ye is going to be crazy. See, he said Pusha stood on his shoulders to defeat Drake. But look at the contradiction. You rolling with Drake right now. You want to see Drake win. Come on, yo. Get that out of here for real. Where they do that at?
small lines at him which are going to laugh at the absolute joke of a state his career is in, and also Jim Jones, who there were already some disses for which were supposed to be on this album that were previewed at a Louis Vuitton event way back, and from those lines which responded directly to the beef that they were in at the time, to a lot more which I'm sure will flesh out and settle the score there. You should really expect Push to come for Jim and clean up yet another W in a back and forth, and now with all of this. Well, if you are watching Pusha T and what he is doing now that he is back with the absolute dream team of his brother Malice and Pharrell Williams, if you are not on his side, I would not just be scared, but I would be terrified, because it's so clear that now after
Do y'all remember the first Clips album? I'm just saying, the first Clips album. Remember the first Clips album. If you haven't heard it, you know what I'm saying, YouTube it. I'm sure it's on here. Trust me. The first Clip album is the shiznit. Man, I mean, I'm telling you, that first Clip album is the shit.
23 years since he came out on the rap scene, Push is trying to send a message to both his contemporaries from his era and every other rapper ever and every other hip-hop fan, that despite everything that has happened and all of the people who he used to work with and be against crashing out and falling off in ways that you could have never imagined, Push is still standing near the top of the rap game, and at that, He is creating just as amazing albums as he was at the beginning of his career, if not better. And this is really why with Push, you just gotta fear Push, because really at this point in the entire history of hip-hop, I don't think we have seen a rapper at this state in their career still be so focused on delivering just purely great music with no other reason just for the glory of the game. And really because of this, as we wait to see what Push is really going to do in this next chapter of his career, all we can do is just sit back and wait to see absolute peak hip-hop.
Yo, when Push's shit drop, well, him and his brother shit drop, the new Clips album, it's going to be like a breath of fresh air. Trust me. It's going to put meaning back into what niggas do with that pen. For real. It's a literary sport. You know what I'm saying? Your pen got to be sharp. Matter of fact, your pen ain't got to be sharp. Your bars got to be sharp. Some niggas don't write. Desert salute, he don't write. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's one to grow on. You feel me?
And so now with all this said, let me know. What do you think about what's going on with Pusha T, what he is trying to do against Lil Wayne, and all of the other rappers we has ever beefed with? And what do you think is going to happen with both him and the competition he is creating, and with this Clips album as a whole, which is looking like it's going to be absolutely amazing?
All right. We off that right now. You know what I'm saying? So, it's going to be an interesting summer. All I'm going to say is the rap beef is on. The war is on, yo. You know what I mean? Hip-hop battles. Feel me? Hip-hop is a sport. We out here. You know what I mean? We out here. You know what I'm saying? We getting it in. You know what I mean? The way it's supposed to be done. Stop draking the round. We keeping the drakes out. You know what I'm saying? We keeping them gates closed. You got to watch these gates. You know what I'm saying? So what we get ready to get into now? Fuck it. Let's get into Beanie Siegel and shit for real. So this is Big Kish, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I do. I rock with the God, like, share, subscribe on the God channel. You know what I mean? Beanie Siegel warns Jay-Z to run after Diddy snitches. Yo. Let's get into it.
Yo, Big Kish back up in here. They said Beanie Siegel came out and warned Jay-Z, look, you better run, ninja, because they coming after you. If they get Diddy, they coming after you. And we got these witnesses and people talking this and that and saying who was at the party, who wasn't at the party. It's only a matter of time that somebody mentions Jay-Z's name during that trial. And Beanie Siegel like, bruh, this what goes on. You better run, ninja. Yeah. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all please pick up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. The link will be in the description. I appreciate y'all a whole lot. Y'all know I don't like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
You ain't hear about them parties? Nah, that wasn't for me. No, sir.
What's that? That's Mauve King?
Niggas feeling marvelous. You heard, though?
You gotta get the shoes though. Y'all know what it is.
Benny Siegel was the shit.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah, Beanie was, yeah.
And they will only let Benny Siegel only sell so many records. This came from an executive. For Benny, they would you couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z on Jay-Z's label.
The accuser identified
Who else said that? DMX was like, yeah, you know I was about to be bigger than you, so you held me back.
only as Jane Doe, alleges that rapper Jay-Z, along with Diddy, indecently assaulted her at a New York house party in the year 2000 following the MTV Video Music Awards.
Holmes attended the award show with his then girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez.
So there's been a lot of talk lately that Diddy is most likely facing life in prison. And now rumors are flying that he's trying to cut a deal with the feds by snitching and giving up names in exchange for a lighter sentence.
Ooh. He said, nah, I got to get back to my freaky. He about to tell on everybody. If you was at them parties, you better run, ninja.
Now, we're talking about some small-time players here. Insiders are saying he's bringing up some heavyweights, including his longtime friend Jay-Z.
Damn.
And now
Allegedly,
Beanie
allegedly.
Siegel is adding his 2 cents, and he's saying Jay better run while there's still time. Apparently, Beanie is convinced that Diddy has some major dirt on Jay that goes back to the 90s. And it sounds like he's saying that things behind the scenes are way worse than we thought. So what exactly does Beanie know about Jay and Diddy's relationship? And is Diddy really about to fold and snitch on everybody? Let's get into it. So there's a lot of noise right now about Diddy possibly flipping, and it looks like the pressure is getting real. Insiders are saying Diddy is looking at serious time, potentially life. And in situations like that, even the most powerful start to crack. So from what we're hearing, Diddy isn't going down alone. He's allegedly ready to start naming names, and not just any names, but none other than Jay-Z. But this isn't coming out of nowhere. Remember last year when Diddy's son Christian dropped that diss track, Pick a Side, and basically warned his dad's celebrity friends that if they didn't come out and show support, there would be consequences? Well, not only did
Lord Diddy knows something too, believe it or not. I'm telling you, these young kids, they was introduced early into the lifestyle. And ask Usher and
Jay-Z fail to show any support for Diddy, but he actually got his lawyer, Alex Spiro, to publicly say that Jay and Diddy were never even friends.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also.
Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm just saying, if since Diddy's out the game, right? Jay-Z, if he's out the game, then who's going to be their replacements? And how will, you know what I'm saying, black music be mainstream wise? How would it be? I'm curious, you know what I'm saying? Like, because somebody has to replace these people. You know what I mean? I just had to say that, you know what I'm saying?
Also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that.
I ain't buying it. I ain't buying
There's nothing
it.
more to say.
So allegedly, Diddy lost it when he saw this. And now multiple sources close to the situation are saying Diddy has had enough and is preparing to do whatever it takes to save himself, even if that means exposing Jay-Z's darkest secrets.
Hold up. Darkest secrets. I'm just saying, yo, like, all this shit that's going on right now, it's like, listening to the music, it hit different, you know what I'm saying, for me. I'm not even gonna front. A lot of this music shit hit different now. I just had to put that out there. Let's go.
Y'all buying it? Y'all think they were just business partners or just were they really, really friends?
Now, here's where Beanie Siegel comes into the picture and why his warning to Jay-Z actually makes a lot of sense. Beanie was one of Jay's most loyal soldiers, and during the Rockefeller era, he put in serious work, both in the booth and in the streets.
Yeah,
he stayed loyal even when it cost him his freedom. But when the legal pressures came down on Beanie, Jay-Z didn't back him. So fast forward to now with Diddy facing possible life in prison, and Jay-Z is once again nowhere to be seen. Now remember that Jay and Diddy were close friends and associates since the 90s, which means Diddy would have had a front row seat to a lot of what went down behind closed doors at Rockefeller and later Roc Nation. And that includes business deals, street connection, and who got protected when the feds started circling. So if Diddy is really snitching, he could be exposing how Jay-Z stayed clean while letting people like Beanie take the fall. That would not only blow up Jay's image, but it would confirm everything Beanie's been saying for years. But let me give you some context on Beanie's story. Back in the early 2000s, Beanie wasn't just another rapper on Rockefeller. He was a major player.
Hey, the Beanie had that wave, something going on. I'm telling you, he had that wave, boy.
He helped put the label on the map. He had his own clothing line, state property, and even starred in movies under that brand. So he wasn't just part of the team, he was building an empire with them. But then things started shifting fast. Around 2004, Rockefeller was falling apart, and Jay-Z and Dame Dash were beefing behind the scenes over who was really in charge. Beanie was caught right in the middle, and while he was loyal to both of them, when Jay ended up taking over the label through his new deal with Def Jam, Beanie started getting pushed to the side. Suddenly, he
dang.
wasn't part of the inner circle anymore. And that's where the whole betrayal angle starts to make sense. Because at the same time all this drama was going down, Beanie got hit with serious federal charges. But Jay didn't step in to help. No support, no legal backup, nothing. And Beanie felt like he was left out to dry. And for someone who helped build the brand from the ground up, that cut deep.
Right now I'm facing weapons violations, attempted murder. They try and get aboard.
And this the thing, you got to look at it from Jay point of view as well. If you the guy, if you this top guy, well, I guess he could donate.
Hold up. I'm noticing a pattern, right? The pattern, you see how he did Beanie. It's the same thing he doing when it comes to Diddy, right? But if you think about rhyme battles and shit like that, Jay wasn't the type to really respond to your shit anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a pattern. That's how he thinks. That's how he moves. He don't really respond to shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna twist his words up. That's just the way it works.
Some lawyer money anonymous. But I mean, if you involve yourself, them people gonna sniff you out and be like, "Hey, Jay-Z want to be a part of this too? We could get him involved too if we like." But you got to think, yeah, Jay-Z ain't with no drama neither. But you get yourself in that drama, man. Oh no.
20 to 40 years. They came to me with a deal.
40
Their
years.
deal was 18 to 36 years. Of course, I turned it down. Thought this was America, people. Guilty until proven innocent, huh?
When Beanie went to jail, he figured his Rockefeller crew, especially Jay-Z, would have his back. But instead, all he got was total silence. And Beanie has said in interviews that he felt completely left out and betrayed by Jay.
You got me. So at that time, when I'm going to court, and we about to be on tour. We on tour. So a whole nother tour. Yeah, we on a whole nother tour. So, I'm going for my bail hearing in the feds. And the judge asked Jay, everybody's saying all these good things and all that. The character witnesses, Dame, and everybody's saying, and even Jay said a whole lot of good things about me, and the judge was going to let me go, monitor. And she said, would you be willing, and that's the part that people don't have, would you be willing to be responsible for his whereabouts, not be responsible for my actions, just his whereabouts? Would you be willing to do that? Provide us with all the information, saying that he's going to be here, there. And after all that good, and he said no. But it was like the way he said it, and he put his head down, he was like,
Jay was like, "Oh hell, I said all the good stuff about him, but you want me to be responsible for his whereabouts? Hell nah." You gotta think, if you knew Beans back then, bro, he was a crash out. He was a crash. I'm sure he probably would have got out like, yeah, we about to get back to it. No, sir. Look, big dog business. I would not hold your hand, boy.
No, I've never been crushed like that ever in my life. Cause I'm like, damn, this is my man. Like, and I looked at it like, all right, no.
Ain't no friends in this joint, boy.
What if I had to get the out of there? I'm in jail. I'm still tall, but what if I really needed to go? This was going in my mind. Like, get out of jail, you say? Bro, I had attempted in the state and the federal government and all this shit. 40 years is over. This is what I'm facing, 40 years. Right. What if in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, what if I really needed to roll? Be on a run and go. Like, I'm from this is my man and I love him. If he skipped that, I'm getting my man, I'm getting him out by.
Hold up. Yo, listen. kids, if you're listening, you hear what Beanie going through? This game don't change. It's the same all the time. Snitching ain't just start. All the little foul shit leaving niggas in the jail to rot ain't just start. It's been this way, yo. On some real shit, it's been this way. I had to put that out there like that. Yeah, I mean, really, like, who want to live like that, yo? That shit's not cool at all, yo. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it.
Any means necessary. So, for me to look him in his eyes and I'm sick, I'm shackled. Around the wrist, ankles and everything, and the man was like, oh.
That's why they tell you in business, you gotta put your heart in your back pocket. It ain't no love in business, man. You gotta put your heart in your back pocket.
Like that fucked me up.
And not only that, though, if you in business, do good business. You know what I'm saying? Do good business, man. And enjoy the journey. Do good business. Stay the fuck out of trouble, for real. Stay out of trouble. You got a record deal, stay the fuck out of trouble.
It took everything in me not to like let one go. Like that took away a lot of that I thought that we had. Like that's big bro.
On the other hand, Dame Dash was there for Beanie every step of the way, showing up at trial and making sure everyone knew he wasn't alone.
Drove up here at 5 a.m, caught a flat. We caught a flat in Dame's van on the turnpike. We gotta wait for the spare to come. We're running a little late. And I gotta get suited up, booted up. And you know, he is our brother, so we will be there to support him. Because at the Rock, we are a family.
And while Beanie was wrapped up in legal battles, Jay was busy dropping the Black album and announcing he was retiring, only to flip on that a few months later. And by 2005, Rockefeller wasn't the force it once was. Jay took the top spot at Def Jam, while Dame and Biggs moved on to other projects. But Beanie was stuck.
What Biggie said? He said, money and blood don't mix. Like two with no, find yourself in serious. Money and blood don't mix. That family, being family and trying to do business, it don't mix. It do not mix. You see what Dame going through. But Dame was about family. He was about, yo, we gonna do this together. Dame was like that, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta reject the business side in order to be like that.
That year, he dropped his third album, The Becoming, a strong project he mostly recorded while dealing with his court case. But no matter how good it was, it didn't get the support it needed, and Jay wasn't even making Beanie a priority. Beanie has since dropped hints in interviews that he was being sidelined, and he even said that Jay blocked him from chasing other opportunities, keeping him tied to Rockefeller, but never really backing him or pushing his career forward. Then in 2009, things really blew up when Beanie dropped What You Talking About, a diss track that was clearly aimed at Jay-Z. And Beanie didn't hold anything back either. He called Jay out for being fake and selfish, saying Jay used him for street cred and then threw him away when he wasn't useful anymore.
The question is, did Jay really call up them people? Just need to know to add them to the infested extermination list.
Listen, before I even got there to the building, you gotta understand this. It's all documented. This year's Powerhouse, Jay came last year. In the Philadelphia Daily News, the day after the Powerhouse, it had an article. And I didn't even go to the Powerhouse last year. It had an article in it. Inside sources say Jay-Z beefs up security and threat that retaliation from Beanie Siegel for dropping him from the label.
This was in the newspaper.
It's in the paper. It's public record. Go, it's $20. You can search it.
Yo, listen, yo. So, you heard what he said when he was no longer useful. You know what I'm saying? He ain't want nothing to do with him no more, you feel me? He beefed up security because he thought Beanie was going to retaliate for dropping him off the label. Damn. That's some cold shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wow. You use them for street cred. This is out this man's mouth. I'm just repeating what he said. Use him for street cred. Wow. That's crazy. Damn. Now look at Beanie. Y'all gotta look at this shit though. It's like people are like energy vampires. You know what I'm saying? They come around you. You know what I'm saying? Get your energy. Start mimicking you. You know what I'm saying? Learning some catchphrases and shit like that or what have you. Maybe even start dressing like you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. Energy vampires, yo. They exist for real. I ain't lying to you. You gotta think about it. Jay has been stealing niggas' flows for years, allegedly. You know what I mean? Like a little silent joint where he be like, something. You know what I'm saying? He stole that from like Chris and Neef, young Chris, like the Young Guns for real. Allegedly. You know what I mean? And then me and my girlfriend, Tupac, allegedly. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I remember one time I heard something that said, I'm not a writer, I'm a biter. And then they play all of Jay-Z shit with lines that he took from Biggie and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Could have found it. It's public record. That was last year. So when I'm reading this, like, damn, what the, you know what I mean? Inside source.
Hold up, wait a minute. And then Jay was rocking Biggie chain. I just want y'all to peep that Jay was rocking Biggie chain. And it was like he was saying, like he was channeling the energy, you feel me? From Biggie when he was writing verses and shit. And then he had the 5% Nation flag, you know what I mean? I wonder what he was channeling from that. Peace to the gods and earth, you know what I mean? Yo, this whole shit is crazy. Drake absorbing nigga styles. We know how he was taking nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? And ain't give a fuck. So I'm just saying. Let's get back to it.
Sources say.
Right.
Where that come from? I ain't never see the powerhouse where they got boot cops walking around with K9s and all that shit. Go on the internet, Google it. Bernard Hopkins was there. I didn't even know Bernard was there.
Right.
Go to allhiphop.com. He confirms it.
So there you are, just like the song says. In
Yeah,
the front
because what
row.
happened was, I stood right in the, and because they made sweeps. When I came in the building and people was going in the back and all that where the dressing rooms was at, we was standing in the back, me and my peoples or whatever. Bleak come out with 5 bodyguards. What's up, C? No, what's going on? Damn, what's up? What you doing? Who back there, Jay? Come on, let's go back there. And you keep on moving the conversation. You don't want to go back there. Your bodyguard's there, and I don't got no, you know what I mean, to pass. He was like, man, you need to come holler at the big hunk. Man, dude, don't f with me. I ain't going back there. And that's what I told him. Big homie, don't f with me.
As for Jay's response, he acted like it was no big deal. And he blamed Beanie, saying the whole thing was just Beanie refusing to own up to his own problems.
Well, Beanie Siegel is complaining a lot these days.
Well, he has a lot to complain about.
I know. Well, actually, this morning I just got a brand new interview. It's half an hour long, and he's talking basically about...
Yo, he's a smart aleck, man. Yo, hold on. We got to get that back. Hold on.
Not me.
Well, actually, this morning I just got complaining a lot.
As for Jay's response, he acted like it was no big deal. And he blamed Beanie, saying the whole thing was just Beanie refusing to own up to his own problems.
Well, Beanie Siegel is complaining a lot these days.
Well, he has a lot to complain about.
I know.
Not me.
Well, actually, this morning I just got a brand new interview. It's half an hour long, and he's talking basically about you, about the company, about basically how you didn't push him as much as, let's say, 50 Cent push some of his boys. How do you feel about that?
Well, Beanie Siegel at the time, and you can look it up if you like, just to be honest, was driving 2 Bentleys. I don't know how. It's impossible to drive 2 cars at one time. With his mama in the sticks and selling 800,000 records, I don't know what more can you do for somebody, at that point. What people choose to do when they attain that type of success, at some point you have to look in the mirror and look at yourself. Beanie Siegel had a record deal, a record label, and a clothing line. I mean, it never went platinum. ever. I don't know in the history of rap has anyone done so much with so little. So I don't even know what more can you
Big dog business. I would not hold your hand.
do for a person at that point. A record label, a record deal, that's normal. A record label and a clothing line. So if that's not pushing the person, I mean,
But fast forward to now, and it seems like being
You gotta have that work ethic. When you got those deals and all of that, man, you look, y'all see what 50 Cent did. Y'all go listen to his book audio or read his book or whatever. He said, man, look, he wanted to know about the business. He didn't want to do no partying. He wanted to know about the business. And look, there's some people that be on it, some people that be satisfied.
Yo, yeah, we get ready to get up off this. You see Beanie, yo? No shout out to the God, yo. But at the same time, y'all leave a comment about this situation. Do you feel as though Beanie did have it all and he fucked it up? Or do you feel like, you know what I'm saying, during that 40 years he was about to catch, should Jay have said, yo, I got him, you know what I'm saying, instead of saying, nah, I don't want to be responsible for his whereabouts, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy, man. That's crazy as shit. Well, last but not least, we're going to get into the Megan. Megan Thee Stallion shit. First off, I'd like to say something. I've been told y'all she lied. I've been told people this. I've been saying it. The bullet fragments, you know what I'm saying, where it was coming from. And then the information that was from a person that had seen it said that he saw a girl do the shit. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, information was suppressed. You know what I mean? So now it all comes out, and I hope she get everything she deserves, yo. I hope you get everything you deserve. Tory got, you know what I'm saying, self-true law, born, you know what I'm saying, while he was in the joint, you know what I mean, because of you, yo. You know what I mean? You and your co-defendant, you know what I'm saying? You and your person, you know what I mean? Allegedly. There ain't no fucking allegedly. We all know now, you know what I mean? Yo, Tory, yo. Damn. That's fucked up. Women just lie with a straight fucking face. You know what I mean? Megan lying with a straight fucking face, yo. That's some cold shit, yo. That's some real cold shit. That man went to jail for all that shit, yo. God damn. You know what I mean? Damn, you fucked that man career up. And then he gets self-true law born, yo. That's crazy. God damn, yo. You deserve everything that's coming to you. You did it for the fame, the riches. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the baddest bitch. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Set a nigga up for fame and glory. God damn. Allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah. What the fuck ever, man. Shit's fucking crazy. Okay? Now listen. New evidence in Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez incident proves he was set up, yo. God damn. This is DD. Okay? Like, share, subscribe on her channel, yo. This is crazy. Like, god damn, people. You know what I mean? All for fame and fortune. Fuck a man's join up. Let's go.
Listen, y'all know how I feel. I don't believe Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion. I don't believe that. And why? Because I'm looking at the evidence and I'm looking at what's out there and I'm using logical sense. But now there's video, proof of what was suspected back then. A lot of us were like, wait a minute, what, did she get shot? Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly, but, that's just for YouTube's sake. But back then I was like, she said it was glass. And then she turned around and said she got shot. And then she was adamant about the fact that he shot her. And then all of the other stuff that transpired after that, it looked a little sketchy and suspect to me. So now here we are, 5 years later, and we're still talking about this case, and this man life has been attempted to be taken away. He's in jail serving a 10-year sentence on something that he allegedly did not do. And I can only, all I can think about is, hey, if that was my son.
God damn. Ooh, 5 years. He been in there for 5 years. They got self-true alarm born up, yo. Come on, yo. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You're lying with a straight face on all kinds of different channels and shit. Gale channel and shit. Whoever else channel and all on the gram. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you know you did this to me. You know you did this.
And he didn't do this, I would want justice for him. Or if that was anybody who was lied on, allegedly lied on, or, set up allegedly or whatever, I would want justice to be served. So I want to go ahead and play the first clip for you guys. Here we go.
She's calling out all Tory Lanez and his fans, stating that why do they keep on constantly saying that she's lying, trying to say that he's innocent when he's not. She said he ain't dare to take the stand, he ain't never denied popping her, he did it. And that she is the Megan Thee Stallion. What does she have to lie for? That Tory needs to sit in jail and do his time. Now, fans called her out for not calling out her fans for making a GoFundMe for a pet /
Right, and the King 948, yeah, the GoFundMe for the guy that stabbed Tory Lanez was just ridiculous. To me, that screams hate and vitriol. That screams that you hate this person so bad, y'all don't care about his well-being. That even, they don't have a heart, like to say, damn, even if you thought he was guilty.
Hold the fuck up, yo. Damn. Y'all heard what she just said? God damn. Like, you don't have no empathy. None. You don't care about nobody but yourself. Like, real talk. That's some crazy shit, man. That's some crazy shit. Let's go.
Guilty, right? You don't want to see the man dead, right? That's how I feel. Like, but there's so many people out there who seem just so hateful and just so they don't care what happened to this man. And I'm just like, wow, this is some crazy stuff. For real. But let's continue, y'all.
They also went in the comment section stating, why does Kelsey have immunity? Why is there 5 different videos of her changing her story? She even had to turn off all her comments because the backlash is that serious. Also, representatives and other celebrities have stand up and stated, yeah, Tory Lanez needs to be free. The representative called out Newsom, telling him, hey, you need to review this case.
New body cam footage shows Megan Thee Stallion coming up to the police telling them that she stepped on glass and she wasn't shot. There's 0% of Tory Lanez DNA on the gun. There's 0% of Tory Lanez DNA on the magazine. There are no Tory Lanez fingerprints on said firearm. No other gun residue tests were performed on anybody outside of Tory Lanez. Also, Kelsey, her friend, was given immunity to testify. And you're telling me I'm just supposed to believe this is case closed, he shot her, and this is protect black women and all the different type of shit, all this different type of bullshit y'all trying to run with these crazy weak narratives. Whole time this was a drunk that got into was the same nigga as her friend, got into it with her friend shot her on accident, more than likely. But we have to go through all of this because don't know how to just be like, hey, I f***ed up. This is my fault. I'm going to take accountability so we don't have to drag everybody else's lives through this slow, agonizing process of getting to a truth that I could have told in 15 seconds. But no, we gonna wait 3 years. I'm going to keep up a lie during this time and just for all of it to get exposed down the line anyway. Like, you wait.
But see, this is why accountability is so important, and it's unfortunate that so many women hate to acknowledge it, because it doesn't matter how detrimental the situation is. It doesn't matter. They will lie to the end, and that's very dangerous. And this is why you have to be careful when dealing with certain women, because you could end up in a situation similar where lies are being spread and put on you, and your whole life could be
whole protect black women narrative than to just tell the truth about what happened. You're not a martyr. You're not this historical figure that's, oh, well, black women aren't protected and I'm gonna be a symbolism of protect black women. No, you ain't. You's a drunk that like the and you the same your man. You are not who you think you are.
Megan Thee Stallion, you going to jail. Now everybody know you going to jail. Getting fined, something is gonna happen to you. You think you just got away with lying, told Gail you didn't sleep with the man, come to find out you did sleep with the man, told the world a man stood out over the window and shot you in the foot, come to find out it was a piece of glass, can't find no bullet fragments and evidence, everybody taking your side, now everybody see the truth in you, you can't sell a record to save your life. I almost caught the amount of followers you got, something ain't right. I told y'all from the beginning of time. Y'all seen that post where that lady said, leave Megan alone. No. They need to stay on Megan's. Megan Thee Stallion has been in the headline for years, and she's been putting everybody down and talking crazy about this man, telling everybody this man was he was this, he was that. Come to find out, baby girl, you lied. That man tried to save your best friend from being taken away from her child. That man told y'all. He told y'all. He thought he was going to go to trial and beat the case. No evidence to trace. Come to find out, people was paid off in the process, and look, he almost lost his life in the process. So y'all get ready to stand before that judge, because God got the last say so.
According to the testimony, Kelsey fired the gun, not Tory. In the affidavit, the bodyguard says Kelsey Harris confessed to firing 3 shots into the air during the altercation. Tory then tried to de-escalate the situation by pushing her hand down, causing 2 more shots to accidentally fire. Congresswoman Luna then goes on to write, this claim matches the Ring camera audio from the night of the incident. We're going to go over that. 3 shots, a pause, 2 more shots. There is no dance be heard. There is no admission from Tory. Only the sound of a chaotic moment. Now that aligns with this new sworn statement. So let's review this video right here. 3 shots. Then this is 2. Let's listen one more time. Now, what's interesting about the audio is that between the first 3 shots and then the next 2 shots, there's something that's being said. Now, it either sounds like stop it, but it can also sound like dance B. But there are people on the internet that's saying that that's the dance B that Megan Thee Stallion said Tory screamed in the moment of firing.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe her. I don't. She lied several times, caught lying several times. So why should I automatically just believe anything that now everything that you say is in question to me or questionable to me? Because if you lied once, why couldn't you lie again? You see what I'm saying? So nah, I don't believe her. I didn't believe her in the beginning because it was too. You know when the truth is the truth, it's going to be consistent over and over and over and over. There's too many interviews of her saying one thing and this and that. And he thought it was glass, then it was this and this. Oh, and then it's just too much. Let's continue.
It happens so fast, and all I hear is this man screaming. He said, "Dance, bitch." And he started shooting, and I'm just like, oh my God.
To me, it sounds like stop it, all right? So if we listen to the testimony from the security guard, Kelsey starts firing into the air. Tory says, stop it, runs over, tries to put his hand to lower it, and then 2 more shots ring off.
2022, singer, rapper Tory Lanez convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. Here's the story. They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, dance, and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her. Proof? Testimony of Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey Harris, and DNA evidence on the weapon that convinced jurors to convict. Pretty simple, right? Maybe not. Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanez. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years, so this is really about the testimony. Lanez, so what happens? So he goes away, recently 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit, okay? Because new evidence is about to come out. All right, a little conspiratorial, but it was definitely. Lane's supporters believe that the media doesn't care because Megan Thee Stallion is represented by Jay-Z's Rock Nation. Now, I could give a damn about Jay-Z or his company. This just wasn't a case on my radar until now. Why? Anna Paulina Luna. She is a representative from Florida. You see her here on a regular basis. She says she's got new evidence, says it wasn't him. And she joins us now.
Now she's gonna and I'm pretty sure you guys may have seen this already, but this woman is gonna just show and talk about what we're already thinking. Because logically thinking people can see that there's some holes in these stories and in this case, and that people are like, well, look at the evidence, and they found that he was guilty off of information that was either missing or reconfigured. We'll say it like that. Like there was stuff that wasn't presented in the case. It's things that they didn't do, things that they should have did, and then they came to that. Why? Because people are allegedly saying that this was a setup, that this was something that they wanted to happen, and so they made it happen. Now, years later, we're looking at a lot of information that they're saying was not presented in court. And on top of that, a lot of people were skeptical about it anyway, because like, wait a minute, which I'll play the video, which is recently being, shared all across social media, which we saw back then where she was hopping on one foot. It didn't look like it didn't appear to be that she was shot, but we actually see that she stepped on some glass, and then she's going to say it herself. So this has to mean something. You know what I mean? This man should not be in jail, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, but let's continue.
Representative APL, it's good to have you.
Thanks, Chris. Happy to be back on. And thanks for taking a look at this case.
No, listen, you tell me to take a look at it, I'll look at it. But why did you look at it? I mean, this isn't your jurisdiction. I don't know you to have any connection to any of these people.
Yeah, so as you know, we are on oversight and accountability. And so this case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose. And the reason why I took a particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine. And also too, as you said, 0.01% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself. Right. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance, Megan. And so what we're seeing is really there was a case of he said, she said. The evidence wasn't actually respected and properly adhered to actually in the trial. And then they also were doing something that I would find pretty wild and egregious. They're actually submitting his lyrics for rap as evidence to the crime. So look, first and foremost, you have to have a free and fair society. That means we need to respect and uphold the justice system. So I actually reached out today to Gavin Newsom's office, and we are requesting an emergency meeting. We're also working with other Democrats, specifically to the California delegation. But I think that this is something that's pretty egregious, that the way that this was handled, the way that it was. I think that it was largely driven by headlines. And aside from the people involved and the parties involved, obviously I take domestic violence, I take this very seriously, Chris, but I also take very seriously the fact that I do believe, based on the evidence that I've seen, that Tory's innocent. And I think that it sets a really bad message when you have someone of his stature, and also to someone that is as influential as he is, that's being wrongfully incarcerated. And that's exactly why we wanted to use our megaphone for a good reason and help get him his pardon.
Yo, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm about to get out of here. But, oh man, that's fucked up. I can't believe that somebody would be so cold, right? To do that to somebody. I mean, it's one thing to be mad at a person, you feel me? But to be so mad and hateful to a point where it's like, go to jail, you've been set up, you've been hit up, and then you start a GoFundMe, allegedly, for the person that did the self-true law burning. Come on, yo. That's crazy. That's crazy as shit, yo. God damn. We about to get out of here, man. I mean, damn. Yo, shout out to all the villains. You know what I mean? Shout out to BMG. Shout out to Indie Boom. Shout Shout out to Born Divine. Shout out to Taylor B. Shout out to Wu-Tang Management. Yo. Shout out to Baltimore. Shout out to all the subscribers. Damn. I can't believe this shit, man. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody that I fucks with. If I can't remember your name right now, you know, I'm blown right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy, yo. This shit is some crazy work, you know what I mean? Shout out to Randall Fit Life. Iron Temple. Damn, yo. God damn, my man Watts. DJ DC Hollywood. Yeah. Damn. Yo, make sure y'all go on Etsy.com and shop Villain Bag Life. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself something for the summertime. We got some amazing shit on that. You know what I mean? Find yourself something. Enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? But on that note, we about to be out of here. Gonna play this for y'all.
Put words together like I'm Letterman. Big Daddy Kane, spit that shit when I was a young brethren. Jacket Letterman, always talking sex in the rhyme. That's a reflection of a small mind. You want it, you gotta learn how to grind. I don't hustle for designer, cause they design the hustle. Yeah. Original, all my villains is digital. We get it by the stream or by the physical. The last unicorn, my style mythical. On some different shit, I tapped into the spiritual. Rhymes write themselves, my pen perform miracles. I'm feeling like the 10 of pentacles. Bag life spread out like an octopus, stretching its tentacles.
One can kill a fifth is the same, but not identical.
Look at all this potential. I was blessed with the essentials. Trace the blueprint like it was stencil. Rhyme cracked the lead in the pencil. This one left yellow tape on the instrumental. You wasting your time constantly hating. That's what Jesus told Satan. I'm at the villain guild breaking bread at the table.